started, I think we should all start a podcast with some sort of like, let's go, like Radish or something like that.
You're not part of this turbo team. Only way run.
All right, what's our credo?
Oh, God, you can't, what's our credo?
It used to be we love Frasier, but I feel like we've kind of moved past Frasier.
When the cheese starts going, Kraft gets the Beastie,
Get your noodle going.
the
That's
Beastie
right,
Boys. When the cheese starts going, Kraft gets a
Going.
noodle going.
Okay, you ready? All right, Will,
All right.
start us off.
When the cheese starts,
Going.
Going.
I think it's flowing. I did mess that up. Kraft
Okay,
gets.
it's flowing. All right, we gotta do it in time too, Sean. All right, Will,
All right. When the cheese starts,
flowing.
Going.
Sean, we can't. Never
Kraft gets
mind.
your noodle go. We can't do it.
Flowing was the first bar. Okay.
We're done. We're done. It's ruined. Sean,
Flowing.
what were you gonna say?
Going. There you go. I'm out. I forgot. Oh, I've been hearing kind of like everyone on like different sides of the issue, and I understand I'm extremely biased here.
Mhm.
Are you
but
going to
I
talk
think
about the
Kendrick-
war? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. No.
Terrifying lead in.
Welcome to Radish's Conflict
Ladies and
Gaza
gentlemen.
episode.
We got Hassan Piker on this week's episode.
And
Oh.
Destiny, the game.
All right. Anyways, Sean.
Yeah, all caveats. Kendrick is probably one of my favorite rappers. I listen to everything he releases, and I don't have a lot of favorite rappers. I will say that, just because I'm pretty beginner still when it comes to the genre. But I do not enjoy Drake. I think I think all the memes about Drake are accurate, and I'm just like I don't vibe with them. Not my kind of thing. And so when Euphoria came out and I caught up with the beef, I was like, oh yeah, Kendrick absolutely raked coals over him. It's
He did.
Tyler, I think you said scorched earth.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a
and
12-minute
I-
version of that. He did not stop. He went on for 12 minutes. Like I don't even think he wrote anything down. I mean, he got some. He mistaked Haley Joel Osment for Joel Osteen. Yeah, like he didn't take time to. There was no editors in this process. He's
No.
been waiting. He's been stewing for years. And Drake just kind of. Drake was like, did a little rap where he's like, Kendrick's short. And then Kendrick was like, kill
Yeah.
yourself. It was great.
like even Pitchfork was just like, oh Kendrick, it's like it's uneven and the beat is weird. I was like, Drake literally just came in with like, hey, I'm Drake and I'm here to say you're really kind of short in a weird way. And I'm like, Drake has like the most basic ass flow and he doesn't have any insults. Kendrick didn't come out with much new stuff, but the stuff he did come out with would kill a man.
Do you agree
Drake
that
just-
Drake is the kind of guy to smell a pie on a windowsill and start floating?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Like Euphoria had so many like just like he even got to like his role on Degrassi, which I was like, okay, he did do some research.
Kendrick watched every episode of Degrassi to get ready for this.
But man, I'm just curious, like, are y'all on the same side? Because I've heard a lot of people saying like, no, Drake got him. Like Kendrick did nothing new. Song was weak. Drake got him. I was like, I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
those people are delusional in the first place. They're gonna be Drake stans.
That's the thing. The people I'm hearing that from do not like Drake either. They're just like,
No.
yeah, Kendrick just didn't.
then
have it.
they don't know. You got to know both Drake and Kendrick to like really have a stake. It's like you got to at least know politically what's going on before you have an opinion on who you're voting for. At least you should. In this rap situation, it's like you have to at least listen to both. And don't get me wrong, there are some Drake songs that I could put on. I'll put it
Yeah.
on right now and it'll be fine. Yeah, I think it all started with J. Cole. You know that part of it too, right?
That's
J.
true.
Cole
Yeah.
started the beef and then immediately backed out. He retracted it. They were like,
He's
"You're
like-
being a little too mean to Kendrick." He's like, "You're right. I'm so sorry."
He's like, I don't want him to come out free. Please, Drake, Kendrick, we're cool.
Yeah.
But
so-
Drake kept it going with 2 tracks, including one in which he used AI-generated voices of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg, 2 of Kendrick's idols. And
That's
One of those men is alive.
Yeah.
Alive. probably would have guessed it anyway. He's doing stuff with Martha Stewart, like I think
His
Snoop
best
Dogg's
friend.
pretty easy to get. Yeah.
Fellow
but
criminal.
It's just like, oh, jeez. I don't know what's gonna happen after this. It is two men in their 40s having playground beef, but it is fun to keep up with.
Life is all about two men in their 40s having beef, whether it's adversarial or on a barbecue.
Right.
Truly.
This might be showing my white person card a little too much, but I think the next person who should interject is Weird Al Yankovic. I think this is his time. I think he can perfectly satirize what's going on here, and should, honestly.
Yeah. Weird Al comes out with a parody of All Right.
Zoophoria.
That's
You can
what
see
I feel
accordion
when
in
I
there.
open
Oh,
up-
man.
Zoophoria is what I feel when I open up Disney Plus and I see Zootopia is still under continue watching. And I go,
Nice.
If they didn't want me to watch it, they would have given Judy Hopps shoes. I know what I'm saying.
It's hard to like express as a 32-year-old just like how much I enjoy Zootopia without sounding like a weirdo.
I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to. It makes you officially weird, I think.
Yeah, it's stolen valor
It's
at least.
story and it's entertaining. Yeah. Well, yeah.
My question is did no one at Disney know what they were doing? And like afterwards they were like, huh, this is getting a lot of
Oh no, they knew what they
Or-
were doing.
They knew what they
People
were doing
have
from the
been-
beginning.
They've known what they were doing. Like the people who worked on Robin Hood knew exactly what they were doing.
Damn, all the
They
way
said
back then.
they said let's copy Jungle Book. Almost sell for
Like,
sell.
Jungle Book, did Jungle Book pull as much as? I feel like Robin Hood got like
So
once you bring the foxes in.
Robin Hood was made on a budget, and they used a lot of the cells from Jungle Book and basically retraced all the keyframes.
I get that. I understand that. What I'm saying is that I
Yes,
don't
but-
think Jungle Book has the sexy animals.
No,
No,
it-
Jungle Book does not have the cultural impact that Maid Marian does.
Right. It doesn't
I was-
have the little gay little snake and the gay prince.
do you think
Just like the ooh.
do you
There was none of that in Jungle Book.
do you think if you appropriate furryism, they say my costume was not your culture?
Oh. Probably. I bet that's been said before.
Oh, it's
wanna-
better. It was said on this on the Radish podcast.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
I don't wanna find myself
A
in-
furry podcast.
Yeah.
Luna Radish.
Episode
Original name for
258.
Furry podcast. 258.
We should rebrand ourselves just for 1 week as a furry podcast and see
Yeah,
who
hard
shows
pivot.
up.
Hard
I
pivot.
wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't know what to talk about.
I would. I've been ready.
Brushes, I guess.
And well, you have mascot experience, so you're.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the closest to a furry out of all of us, but you know what it's
Kinda.
like in those suits.
I've put on a suit and been a teenager at the same time. So I did have there were hormones going. They weren't linked to the suit, but
Mm.
they did cohabitate the brain space.
There was no like mutual spark. It was just kind of like.
No, it wasn't like in high school, like, this is really doing something for me. It's just like, it's hot in here. It's August in Georgia. Please get me out of this.
Remembering now, I also put on not as cartoonish as Eddie the Eagle, but I did put on a big bear costume. That also didn't awaken anything in me. Apart from that, it just,
I
okay,
will say
I go.
the one thing, and it's kind of adjacent, but the one thing that could get me into furryism is Mrs. Met. If I'm going to be completely honest.
No,
I don't know
no.
if that counts as furryism, Tyler.
You're
I said adjacent.
you're valid. You're standing. You are 100% okay with this take.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think this is a hot take at all, but
I think
it's
No.
the one thing that could.
I think that's like closer to drag than furry, because like from what
Oh.
I can tell, it's the head and the costume, but I think that's all hip padding.
Yes.
Don't ruin the fantasy for me and everyone
I'm
listening.
not ruining the fantasy. I'm just saying, like, it's
Do you know how there's certain celebrities like Jack Black who people are like all women love Jack Black and guys are like really like he's the Mrs. Met is Jack Black for men. It's like every guy finds Mrs. Met attractive and no woman can understand it because they can't.
No. Same with thinking about Rome. It's Mrs. Met and Rome. It's the
Yeah.
only thing I
Mrs.
think
Met
about.
in Rome. You open up my locker now, and it's just pictures of the Colosseum, the Vatican, and Mrs. Met.
She is Mrs.
wish
Met,
we
so
had-
we can't covet thy neighbor's wife here.
Yeah, but
It's a sin.
are we sure they're happy?
I mean,
That they
I'm
are
willing to.
rehiring.
Yeah, I'm willing to.
I've seen on baseball Twitter they are rehiring for both roles, or at least Mr. Met. For
if you're Mr. Met and you're dating in Brooklyn, how stoked were you to see Mrs. Met?
Right.
Oh, hell yeah!
They live in Brooklyn. He's Mr. Met is one of the most famous
Queens,
one of the most famous mascots in the world, and his wife still works. I think that there's problems going on in the marriage here.
Yeah, but they work together.
Okay.
They're not the couple from
They
Up.
do.
Okay.
It's a skillful partnership. It's
Okay.
I can't wait till Mrs. Met dies and Mr. Met has to fly to Shea Stadium to South America.
Oh man.
We should introduce
I
the
don't
show.
think any other mascots have any wives.
Not publicly.
Yeah, more mascots should have more partners. I agree.
Yeah. Except the fucking what's his name?
Philly Fanatic.
Yeah, the fanatic. He's
He's unlovable.
Be executed.
Knockoff blooper.
Knockoff blooper. Fuck you. Welcome. to Radish.
Welcome to Radish, the furry podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Soros.
That's not a furry. It's a scaly. They're different. Look it up.
Oh, it's different. Oh, jeez. Tyler Potamus.
That's a skinny.
That's definitely not as furry.
Yeah, if you're into like an animal without fur, are you like a fleshy?
That's true. Just moist.
Yeah.
All the time.
Are there any furries who are into like fish? Because I want to be like
Oh, God.
Will the grouper.
I always feel more myself when my eyes are on both sides of my head. That's why.
At the grouper con, they're all in the fountain.
Floating face down.
This guy's everyone in like the local Bass Pro Shop tri-state area is just like, gotta watch out for this guy. He's a grouper. He's gonna go right for that tank.
Like he groups things? No, it's way worse.
No, not like the coupon thing either. I'm Sean Barry.
There you go.
There he is.
Easy. God, this week we got a lot of movies, so I figured we'd like stagger it, like cover some movies because we finally got some coming out worth seeing, with some great news. But we got to start with the funniest thing that I think I've seen this week, and it's the AI father. The Catholic Church, I guess, allowed an AI father to talk to people, and they immediately defrocked him as soon as he suggested that you baptize your children in Gatorade, which honestly.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Not a bad idea.
yeah.
Have
Got
you
electrolytes?
remember those old commercials for Gatorade, or like the basketball player, and he's like got the glowing sweat?
Sweating.
Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
dunking your baby and being like, "This is Jonathan," and they're just have like beads of glowing sweat. That'd be sick as hell.
It would be sick.
I name you a baller in the name of the Father.
Now go dunk
Yeah.
on Jesus.
Apparently, yeah, AI priest did a lot of stuff that he should not have done. But who?
So he's like a real priest.
Yeah. Catholic answers to Frock's the AI priest stripping it of the father title. We have rendered Father Justin just Justin.
Man, it sucks to have an AI named Justin.
Yeah, I know.
This is Justin.
He was sitting on like an Italian Vista, and I guess he was just talking to people.
Mhm.
Was it? The priest had taken confession and even offered them a sacrament. Do people really offer their confession to the? My
Yeah.
goodness.
Hey.
Yes.
That's now ChatGPT now owns that you ran over a guy. Congratulations. Now Mark Zuckerberg knows that you've coveted. You idiot.
I want to see the video where he suggested this because I want to know if it was unprompted or if someone like tricked him into saying this. Because maybe like I don't know, maybe the father's name was Blaze or something like that, and the AI guy thought it would be a good idea. But
I asked the AI priest if I could baptize my baby with Gatorade in an emergency, and Father Justin said yes.
Honestly,
see, he was baited into saying this.
that doesn't even sound like a
Yeah.
bad idea. In an emergency, in a pinch,
Yeah,
Gatorade's
right?
mostly water.
Yeah.
There's water
Yeah.
in there, water and salt. That's
Yeah.
basically what it
Bless
is.
Has to be holy water.
Yeah, holy Gatorade. Yeah, it's fine.
It is Gatorade.
Then it becomes Powerade once a priest blesses it. That's the difference.
Powerade is the way of the devil.
Sean said Powerade on the. Okay,
Can
go.
you imagine?
It's truly, that is the Protestant Gatorade.
I just want to imagine
is.
the priest like putting his hands over the Gatorade, saying the prayer, and then it like does the Legend of Zelda. Like that's how Gatorade turns into holy Gatorade.
Which Gatorade are y'all picturing? I'm picturing lemon lime.
Oh no, Glacier Freeze. It's the
Glacier-
crispest. It's the
I guess
crispest.
so.
See,
I want crisp Gatorade.
I was picturing lemon lime for the beads of sweat, but for like the basin, it was fruit punch, just because that looked metal as hell in my
Oh.
head.
Ooh. Well, see,
That would be
fruit punch
metal.
would be good for communion.
It would. Taking
That-
communion
yeah,
on the
too.
basketball court,
Yeah, you save communion.
get a little wafer.
with a lot of- Yeah.
But
Get
imagine
back,
though,
get
the
back out there.
priest- The priest
Yeah.
like doing the cross on the forehead with the red fluid. That'd be sick as
Yeah.
hell. It'd be pretty metal. Get some on the
It looked
gown.
pretty cool.
Look bloody.
Could he do Ash Wednesday with the eye black that they put? This is the baller priest.
My kid's gonna have a concussion by 14. Easy.
Thou shalt not take a day off. Thou shalt always grind.
Just and one T-shirt.
Oh, I'm wearing my bootleg Nike shirt right now.
Decidedly not Catholic, Will. I have to say.
Oh yeah, Nike's like Lutheran.
I was just gonna say it says I'll kill myself on it, and that's
You can't kill yourself if you're Catholic. What's the point?
I think you go right. They want that's the gag. They want to make you, but
Yeah.
no, you're promised at the best purgatory, maybe hell. I forget what the doctrine is.
It's like you're there's a I forget the name in the Brandon Sanderson universe. There's a term for people who have taken an oath to I think truth. I forget. I've read like half the first book, but you can't kill. You're an assassin for hire, but you can't kill yourself.
Oh,
And whoever has your magic stone can tell you who to kill.
oh.
Just like Jesus.
Just like just
And
like
the
Gatorade Jesus.
We bless Xander with the Father, the Son, and the Holy fucking Spirit.
Oh,
These aren't
alright,
pews. They're
moving
skate ramp. They're skate ramps.
Did you bless him? And it's a Tony Hawk. Bam! noise.
He's giving communion out, and the combo stacker's going, and
times 20, times 30.
spins it on his finger.
Moving on. Let's take it to a more somber note here. TikTok.
Oh,
Joe
Is it-
Biden.
is it done?
It's so they have a year to sell the Chinese held version or portion of TikTok.
yeah.
A year or 2 years or something like that. But rip TikTok.
feel
We
like-
hardly knew ye. They're gonna do
I
it.
feel like
I
I've
mean,
heard the word divest more in 2024 than any other year before. 'Cause
right?
It's like now this company has to divest all of their shares of TikTok in order for it to stay in America. Fucking
Well,
stupid.
We don't like it when the spyware is for a different country. We like when
Yeah.
the spyware
Yeah.
that we have.
Exactly.
Like an American, I want an American to spy on me.
right. Right.
I want Meta or Google.
Yeah.
What's
I
crazy?
was trying.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
like Canadians who have no spyware, who are just being watched by Canada, by China and America on all their platforms. They're just like, oh, just whatever I download, I just assume they're looking at me.
They're hanging out, man. They're cool.
Yeah.
We, on the other hand, not having it. So what? So I noticed I have been spending a little more time on Instagram Reels, and
Oh,
yeah,
No.
that's bleak.
It used to be pretty awful. I would get some of the truth. Instagram does not know who I am, so they're just like, here's this fundamentalist family with 14 children, and you're gonna hear about all their favorite cereals. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I go back to TikTok, and
Sweet baby TikTok.
I see AJ and Big Justice going over to Costco and giving it a boomer or doom, and it's my life is sunny again.
We're Costco guys.
They're truly the best.
Yeah. They truly don't know you like the Chinese know you, Sean. I know it. I can't quit TikTok. And luckily, I bet they're gonna appeal. They're gonna push this process. It's gonna be years and years and years from now. But this can't be like Vine. That was the lowest moment of my life. Yeah.
So far.
Just wait.
Tyler posts his one and only TikTok the day before it just completely goes down.
And it's hilarious. It's the best TikTok we've ever seen.
It's the best. It's the best thing.
This was the last one.
It's A Trip to the Moon by Millier, but for TikTok, it's just beautiful.
This was the last book on the shelf in the Library of Alexandria.
Hey, it happened to Potion Seller. It could happen to any one of us.
Yeah, it happened to MySpace
did
music.
Pretty well for himself.
Exactly.
What's he doing now?
He wrote Challengers.
Wait, what?
Challengers.
Yeah, he wrote Challengers.
The Potion Seller guy wrote Challengers?
I guess this is a perfect segue here.
What?
I know, right?
Wait, Will, is this your first time finding this out?
I did not. What? I'm just now hearing this for the first time.
Just wait till you hear who he's married to.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm googling this. You get my live reaction. Why is it so hard to find anything?
Movie.
Written by Justin Potion Seller, spouse.
Is it Kritzky?
I don't know who this person is.
Selena. Is it Selena Song? Is that right?
Yes.
I don't
Celine Song. She wrote and directed Past Lives from last year.
That was not nearly as a bombshell as you really overpromised on that.
Sorry.
I thought he was going to get married to like Mia Farrow or something.
No. Past Lives also concerns sort of a throuple. It's a woman in a sort of love triangle, one with like her childhood love and her current husband. It's a very sweet movie. Mm-hmm. But then Justin came out with Challengers this year, which fucking goes. Holy shit.
It does.
Oh my god.
It's a love triangle between Zendaya and two gay guys.
Yeah, Zendaya, Mike Face from, we all know him from West Side Story, and Josh.
We don't all know him. Why do you keep saying these things?
I didn't know him before this. I didn't know either of the two.
You're gonna freak out when he's married to Celine Song. Also, Mike Face. Are you editing these Wikipedia pages? No one knows these people. He's not a household name like Roy Donk.
And then you got Josh O'Connor, who was in The Crown season 3. But yeah, it's directed by Luca Guadagnino.
If you're not a mom or Sean, you haven't seen that. So
everybody knows.
It's directed by Luca Guadagnino, who made Pinocchio, not the movie, the puppet.
He did Suspiria. He did Bones and All, and he also did Call Me by Your Name. His past 3 movies, all of which
Lil Nas X made that. You can't fool me this time. I know you're lying to me.
He referenced it. But yeah, it's Challengers is, I think, the closest thing any American movie audiences have gotten to watching a sports anime. It's so fucking good. The score is done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who I know you know from Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
They really go all out. It's like a club inspired, like super energetic, electro like house score. Tennis has never been more exciting than in this movie. And
Yeah, Sean, are you
can't
gonna
wait to see
start
it
like
again.
watching tennis now, like how you started watching golf and F1?
If it's on, I'll have it on.
Okay.
It's a nice thing. It's
He goes
it's
back and
calming,
forth on
like,
it.
Exactly. But it's nice like live sports audio to have on. But I still don't completely understand tennis scoring.
Sure.
But the movie itself, it doesn't really matter. You just kind of you figure it out. You can look at the numbers on the screen. I think you'd be levitating by the end. It's fantastic.
Well, I don't know. You said my jaw would be dropped by Celine's song, so I don't know if you know me at all.
I just thought you might have known about Fast Lives last year.
Yeah,
Got a lot of praise.
it did.
Was nominated for an Oscar.
It did.
When
And
you see
it
who
was
he's married to,
okay.
you're gonna shit your own dick.
The whole thing is just like
It's
she
someone I'm
wrote a
just
movie
now
about
hearing
being
for the
in a
first
throuple,
time.
and he wrote a movie about being in a throuple. His movie is much more exciting, and hers is an autobiography.
yeah, it is. It's very exciting, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. I don't know this for sure, but it seems like Challengers is not getting the numbers that it deserves, especially compared to Past Lives. I've been hearing that it's going to be a cult classic. I'm like, no. This should be in like awards consideration for the end of the year. Like all the two top guys who, to be fair to both you or to you, Will, I didn't know who these guys were before this movie, but now
Thank
I
you.
do know who these guys
I'm
are.
no longer gaslit.
And Zendaya, who I knew before as Michi, so I've known Zendaya at least since then.
She's
all
Spider-Man.
3 of them.
And
Yeah,
Chani.
right. And whom?
Chani. And Dune.
Who's Chani? Who?
Dune. And Dune.
Chani
that's right.
Bravo.
I haven't seen the new Dune yet, so I don't know of Zendaya's work in that, but
She's in the old Dune.
yeah,
No.
for like 3 seconds.
The
She,
old
like,
dude
shows
was
up
from
and is like,
'84.
"Ooh." That's true. Anyways, have you guys seen this guy from Costco?
I love this man.
AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah, AJ and Big Justice.
This
Costco guys. No, this is the real Costco guy.
This video was going
The
around.
chicken guy.
Yeah, he showed up to Costco.
Yeah.
He has nothing in his cart but 5 rotisserie chickens, and he is wearing a white shirt that he made himself with the UPC barcode for the rotisserie chicken on it over his heart. And he says, "I don't want any LED on my chicken. Scan my shirt 5 times." And you don't know how nice it is to find a new conspiracy theory. Like, I have heard so much about the ancient aliens. I am no longer interested in the Anunnaki. I want this guy I'm picking up what he's putting. It makes no sense. It makes zero. Especially because he doesn't want LED on his chicken, so you can shoot him in the chest with it. Also, almost positive a barcode scanner isn't LED, but let's just keep going.
No, I think it's a very simple.
It's infrared, I think.
Yeah.
It's
But,
on
like,
the spectrum of visible light, but most things are.
Do you think he got his like first Costco rotisserie chicken? I think it's like $6 there, so good for him.
It's $5.99.
Like
They're great.
$5.99, yeah. Do you think he got it scanned and it was like, taste off? Must have been the barcode scanner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He was on the toilet all night, and he was like, "The UPC scanner."
Either that, or there's a group somewhere. He attends meetings that convince him otherwise. But
I would love that to be the case, because I want there to be more than one of this guy. But also, it's magical that this man just has this own conspiracy
yeah, no, agreed.
that he's
Maybe
wrong
it's for
about.
speed's sake. He doesn't want anybody else handling his chicken. He doesn't want to have to take it out of the cart. He just wants to take it directly home. Scan my shirt. Who else does not have a shirt like this?
Can he?
I mean, if you had a...
Oh yeah, I have one.
Okay. What's your shirt?
It's just a barcode.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, what's the barcode? I
wasn't
have
wasn't
one
re-
for the
I wasn't
1995 album. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I wasn't ready to yes and. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's been years since we've done improv. I was just gonna say mine's the 1995 album, "Pieces of You" by Jewel.
You buying that a lot, Tyler? At
On
full
CD.
price?
On CD. Yeah.
I always I never would be this person, but I did admire the fact that Chipotle released a T-shirt that said "Yes, I know the guac is extra," because there was a time there pre-pandemic when you go and ask for guac in your burrito, and they go, "Guac is extra, right? You know that." Yes, I know that.
That just
They legally
seems
have
like
to say that.
that just seems like a very basic
anymore.
bumper sticker.
Yeah, it does.
This happened to I experienced a genuine glitch in the Matrix today.
Okay.
I was driving home from work. Traffic was bad. I'm behind a car, an orange car, with a bumper sticker that says, "What would Scooby do?" And I was like, and then I kept driving. And a mile later, I passed a different car with a different bumper sticker that said, "What would Scooby do?" And I was,
Oh my god.
what is Is this a phrase?
I've never heard this before.
Is this a grassroots movement? Ruh-roh.
I think the employees at Turner just got out.
I was coming south of the airport. I was headed towards Turner.
Wow.
Maybe they forgot something at work. I don't know.
There's an employee meetup.
Yeah.
The Scooby-Doo fan club. They're furry adjacent.
How many episodes, just real quick, how many episodes of Scooby-Doo Where Are You are there, without looking it up?
I don't know.
You gotta guess.
I'm going to say 50.
I'm gonna say 49.
Okay, there's 25 episodes.
I was
No,
closer.
that's not, no.
Yes, it ran for 25 episodes.
True?
That is 100% true. It's one of those things. I heard it this week, and I was like, absolutely not. I looked it up, and I thought there are 25 episodes. It ran for 2 seasons, or it might have run for 3 seasons, and like 10, 5, and 8, or something like that. Some funky.
Then they started moving on to weird shit. Shaggy had a red shirt.
Yeah, they go to Scooby-Doo movies after that, and then they go to the Scooby-Doo show, which had some scrapped episodes that they ended up putting back in. But I was deep in the Wikipedia.
Interesting.
What the hell?
Hanna-Barbera.
I guess they could really just pull it. They could really pull the wool over our eyes when you're like 6 years old and watching on Cartoon Network in the afternoon. You don't remember that you watched the Creeper episode 2.
They're on a 3-week loop.
That's crazy.
Damn. And I still somehow watched the iced Neanderthal one like 12 times.
That's a great one. One of the first ones, I think.
Good. That's good, but are you guys going to see the movie Civil War?
Yes.
Yes.
At
Why
some
do you
point.
say it like that? Why do you say it like that?
Can I go on a brief tangent real quick with some
Of course.
good news for me, bad news for you?
Yes.
Peyton and I recently signed up for A-List.
Yeah.
So.
Why is that bad news?
Yeah, you guys already knew that.
A club will finally have him.
Bad news just is like I'm seeing movies.
Oh.
But yeah, it's we haven't made a priority of seeing Civil War, but we would like to see it. I would like to see it at least before it leaves theaters, which I think is like coming close. So.
But you seem nonplussed. Are you not an Alex Garland fan?
I am an Alex Garland fan. I wasn't a fan of Men. I thought Men was messy as hell and not really a story. But, Ex Machina, Annihilation, 28 Days Later, Sunshine, all like top 25 sci-fi of the past 25 years or 40 years for sure. But Civil War, I know exists on like shaky ground from the outside, but I've heard that it's not as like politically ambiguous.
The political ambiguity is actually what people are pointing towards, which is what's driving me crazy about the film. It's about a civil war. It doesn't explain to you how the civil war started. It doesn't explain to you why people are on both sides. It does explain to you that there's a fascist president starting his 4th term, and stuff like that. But it doesn't explain to you why Texas and California are somehow teamed up. And for some reason, that's the reason why people won't go see the film, because it's just not realistic. And it's like, damn, you've pictured a realistic civil war? I just think people who are like hung up about the politics of the movie are too performative about their politics to begin with, because it's not about that. The movie is about how journalists are stronger than the troops. It's literally just about a band of traveling journalists who are driving through this war-torn Civil War America, and really coming up on the end of the war, and it has some of the best career performances from Kirsten Dunst. Wagner Moura is fantastic. I didn't know who Kaylee Spaney was. I'm sure Sean knows who Kaylee Spaney is.
Everyone knows who Kaylee Spaney is, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, she's great in this.
Death was Alex Garland too, but I know.
It's good, and if you like Alex Garland, you owe it to him to see this in the biggest screen possible because there's a lot of really cool war. Like, it's not all of the film. It's, and in fact, don't let the trailer mislead you that this is a war movie. It's really not. But there's a lot of really cool,
And it's his last movie.
It is his last movie. He's going to just screenwriting.
Yeah.
From what I heard from a podcast that I listened to, but it's good. And what's his name? Jesse Plemons is in it, and he is fantastic. No, I'm thinking of the guy who's also in Dune. Stephen McKinley Henderson. He's in it, and he does the eye thing. It's great.
What's the eye thing?
He doesn't do the eye thing. The eye thing in Dune where he
he's the fear. Yeah. I don't have any political problem with this premise because it's fiction, but I have a problem with the Florida Alliance being Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Oklahoma. I can think of 4 people from those states who would kill each other. Like, there's no Florida Alliance. The Florida Alliance is Florida and Ohio as like a satellite district, and that's the Florida Alliance.
Yeah.
The only people who would make a deal with Florida are the crazy bastards up there. Maybe Kentucky if they were tricked into it, which is easy.
That you mentioned that because it's not even mentioned in the film except for one part. They're like, oh yeah, and there's the Florida Alliance, and then they're just like, yeah, they can't get their shit together. That's literally the only one line about the Florida Alliance. So you're technically right.
You don't know how much these states would kick ass if there was if there was a civil war. Florida, Eastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, they would take the capital, and they would do it correctly this time.
Right. Yeah.
Montana, north, like the Yosemite, that whole area up north, I think would also join that.
You'd think, but do you know who lives there?
Cows.
It is Silicon Valley.
That is true.
Vacation homes.
Bozeman. Yeah.
Jackson Hole.
Yeah, never mind. Good point.
Also, you mentioned Jesse Plemons earlier. I will say, Jesse Plemons, this is the most bone-chilling role he has ever played. I was legitimately scared in his time on screen. The movie takes a turn when he appears, in his rose-colored glasses. And I heard he just showed up the day of filming. Like, the guy that they had in that role didn't show up, and Kirsten Dunst was like, my husband will come. And he just showed up and delivered a performance of his career. It's great.
Jesse, man.
It's Jesse. Yeah, it's same in that Game Night movie, which I love his role in that so much. But
To what do Bastion and I owe the pleasure? Whenever I pick up Max, I think that.
He is the only reason why I rewatched that film, if I'm to be completely honest.
I love that movie.
Yeah, the movie's fun, but Plemons
his
is truly the
performance.
highlight.
And Nick Offerman does great as the president too.
Also, what I'm learning is that y'all haven't watched Devs, and more people need to watch Devs.
I watched Devs and forgot I watched Devs. I need to go back and watch Devs again.
Devs is the guy from Monkey Man.
Nope.
Yeah, Devs
He's
Patel.
getting close though.
It's the plural of Dev Patel.
To wrap up this movie trifecta, I didn't see this one. Who saw The First Omen?
I did.
Sean
Holy
did.
shit. Yeah.
It was scary.
Was it scary?
It was. Yes.
Would I be scared?
It had some truly frightening images. It's okay. So The First Omen is the prequel to the 1975 movie The Omen. Yeah, it's the movie about the couple who adopts a little boy who is actually being the
book yet.
Antichrist, the son of the devil. The Omen, fantastic movie. It's a classic. The First Omen, directed by I forgot her name. I think it's a directorial debut.
Come on, Sean. Everybody knows her.
Smart, I know. But The First Omen takes place in Rome, Italy, at a convent where a nun from the States is brought in, and she realizes that something fishy's going on, and that there's a plot to help birth the son of Satan. And it is a truly like there are some images in this movie that I was like, oh, they're not fucking around. It is. They had to bring it down from an NC-17 rating for one particular sequence.
They show a butthole.
I will say. Yeah, actually.
No, you can do that now?
Like a quick.
I'm signing up for A-list. I got to see this multiple times.
I won't spoil how.
I've never seen one. I gotta know what's down there.
I don't have a big enough mirror.
I keep taking pictures with my camera, but it's dark.
It's a genuinely like very chilling movie. It gives you the real heebie-jeebies. A lot of frightening images. It's real fun. I will say it starts off kind of shaky. It's like you get into it, and you're like, oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. This seems a weird move for them to do. I don't know. But once it hits the end and you realize like what's happening, and you get a fantastic performance. I'm sorry for the name I'm about to say because I know it's going to make Will mad. But it's led by Nell Tiger Free.
Ah, yes.
Was most famous for Servant and Night Shyamalan's Apple TV Plus series. She is incredible.
Doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
She puts on a role she puts on a performance to the likes of which I haven't really seen since maybe like Suspiria or even Possession back in 1981. She is fantastic, and the movie itself, like I said, a lot of frightening images, a lot of stuff that like makes you feel like, oh, this is evil. Like this is like, ooh, like it was a very after a slew of wet blanket sequels and a not as fun Magic completely wiped out of it remake back in the mid-aughts. The First Omen seems to like. The wild thing is, First Omen is put out by 20th Century Studios, which is owned by Disney, and Disney is, ostensibly the company that was like, no, we would like this birth scene, please. We would like these images, and they apparently have taken the Omen. They're like, we're gonna make more of these. Like, we're gonna open this up into a franchise. Like, strangely, watching it, I felt similar to how I did watching The Force Awakens, of just like, oh, they're bringing this person back, or like, oh, they're calling back to this. That's pretty fun. Oh, how neat! And you're like, oh, they're doing something different. The death scenes are incredible. It's truly brutal. One of my favorite horror movies of the year, if not the most right now.
Nice.
Highly recommend.
So there's going to be a second Omen.
They kind of, I mean,
202 men.
Tokyo Drift.
The second Omen, I guess, is in the timeline is the movie The Omen, but I'll be curious to see where they go from here, because they kind of leave it to where they can like diverge a path from the 1975 Omen. Yeah, highly recommend. It'll be on
The
Disney
1975 Omen. Matty Healy's in this. The Omen meets the Rat Man.
It'll be on Disney Plus or Hulu, I'm sure.
Probably
by
Hulu.
Halloween time. So
I'm surprised that Disney greenlighted this and it didn't change it to the first Woman.
Yeah.
With how woke they become recently. I mean, geez.
It's Disney usually known for their animated features, so it's neat to see them try something different.
Truly go for satanic stuff. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. I think we should bring back Fright Light for an episode for this. That is, there's a lot of good horror coming out this year. But,
is there? What else is coming out?
There is Longlegs. Have you guys seen anything about Longlegs?
Yes, that looks terrifying.
Longlegs is being released by Neon. It stars Nicolas Cage, I think, as a serial killer. There is some real cryptic marketing surrounding it.
I think he plays an old woman.
Here's the thing. I saw the first trailer and I've seen like the early marketing they've done for it. That's all I need. I want to go in as blind as possible. I haven't felt about a horror movie like this since Hereditary, and Hereditary is my very favorite. So Longlegs, I think, comes out sometime this summer. It's directed by Osgood Perkins, who is the son of Anthony Perkins from Psycho.
Oh wow!
He did like Gretel and Hansel, Black Coat's Daughter, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in Your House. He's a very adept horror director, and I'm very excited. I think this will be his masterpiece. There's that. There is In a Violent Nature, which is that slasher movie that follows the serial killer from his perspective, and apparently has some buck wild kills in it. I'm sure I'm missing more.
There's the Shyamalan movie too, if you even consider that horror.
Trap. I consider it horror in the loosest sense. I consider it a Shyamalan movie. That's going to be fun. There's actually technically 2 Shyamalan movies coming out this year. Because M. Night
Haven't we suffered enough?
Hey man, I think Trap's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be real stupid.
I was so excited because I heard that Old wasn't great, but it was bizarre. And man, I was so mad watching that. Everyone involved with Old should be put in director jail. It has the worst script I've ever seen in a movie. Every character is every line of the dialogue is what that character is currently doing, or their job.
Unfortunately, since maybe Unbreakable or Signs, M. Night Shyamalan hasn't been able to write a movie that doesn't sound like it's written for people seeing a movie for the very first time. And eventually, you get to a point where you find it kind of charming. And Old, I found somewhat charming. Not scary, but it's real goofy.
There's a line in Old where someone yells, "The dog is dead," and someone responds, "He was just alive a minute ago." It's like, yeah, man, that's how that works.
Trap is very interesting because M. Night Shyamalan's daughter is a up-and-coming pop star or R&B singer, and he basically said, "I will give you your Eras Tour movie, but it will have to surround my movie about a concert, which is a trap for a killer called the Butcher."
So great. I'm ready for that one. That'll be fun.
But Long Legs and In a Violent Nature are my top of the anticipated of the year for sure. Sorry for that tangent.
No, all good. I was actually genuinely curious about what a horror movie. I don't have A-list status, but I do have a theater down here that I like to go to. So,
there's also Terrifier 3 coming out, which
Jesus,
that I'm skipping. That I will skip.
That's one wide release. That'll be very fun.
One thing I did not skip, I was gonna skip, but then I heard it was good. Is the Fallout series? Did anybody watch the Fallout series?
I'm halfway through, so I can confidently co-sign it as kicking ass.
Okay, so you're liking it, yeah.
The first episode.
Oh, and you didn't like it?
No, I liked it just fine. I just
didn't keep up.
I don't know.
That's okay. Didn't hook you. If you continue on, I guarantee you it will. This was like a show where I started it and then I had finished it like 6 days later. It's 8 episodes, so it's super easy to do that. But it's just like bam, 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 bam. Such a great series, and a lot of really great actors out of nowhere. Like you're just watching that and you're like, is that Steve Zahn? Or is that Rico from Hannah Montana? And it is. And it's a great
the two
cast.
great actors of our time.
Steve Zahn and Rico.
Doesn't even have a name.
Moises Arias.
God, shut up. I'm going to give you a swirly. I'm so angry.
I have never played a Fallout game in my life, and I still love this series. Walton Goggins is great in it. The lead gal is great in it. Sean, do you know her name?
Ella Purnell.
Ella Purnell. That's and
she was in Yellow Jackets. She's great in Yellow Jackets.
That's right.
She was in Alita Battle Angel too.
That's right. I don't know. Great series. It follows the video games from what I understand. It's about a gal who thinks that she came out of a vault after a nuclear war with in the 1950s.
That she did.
No, she did.
Well, she comes out of a vault. I don't want to spoil anything. She does have some assumptions on what's going on around her that get rocked. It's great. And Walton Goggins, he's amazing in everything he does, but especially this one, he plays a really great. It's called a ghoul. He's like a radioactive man. Really, really, really fun. So I definitely recommend anybody with a Prime subscription to check it out.
I'm excited for some. It seems like, and this is the thing that we saw with One Piece and with this and the inverse with The Last Airbender, is when you're not embarrassed to be making a cartoon or video game movie, you can make a pretty good movie.
Yeah, you just gotta lean into it.
Yeah, and it seems like from the stuff I've seen, like the teases, they're leaning into some of the more buck wild lore that even some of the Bethesda Fallout games stray away from, because those games don't have any story.
Interesting.
But the old like point and click games with like the Master and the Super Mutants and stuff, when it's just real pulpy and weird, and there's some teases of that in this season, and I'm excited. And they can also, honestly, they can do a different story every season if they wanted to. They can there's hundreds of vaults. They can pick different vaults, and every vault has their own little experiment they're assigned to, or their directives they're given, and their stuff. So they could do, 100 different characters, and they shoot it on actual sets in the desert, so it looks better than the later Mandalorians.
And they might do that because they've already been renewed for 2 more seasons. Like,
hell yeah.
within a week, they got the renewal. But it's great. It's like the second most watched premiere on Amazon Prime. I know people's like moms who are watching this, and I'm like, what? This is the most hyper-violent thing I've seen this year, and your mom is enjoying this? And it's, for some reason, has gotten a lot of universal acclaim. So,
my parents did not enjoy it.
Oh.
They
It's
were
not for
like,
everyone.
we liked it, and then it got really gory, and I was like, yeah, it really kicks up. But then like episode 2 and 3 just keep getting worse.
Yeah, a lot of gore.
Yeah, my father-in-law loves it and told us to watch it. We watched the first episode. I liked it. I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut now where I'll watch the first episode of a TV show. And go,
You do that
"Oh,
with
okay, cool."
Shogun too, and Shogun's like
I
the
did it
best
with
show of the year.
Shogun. I did it with the Sympathizer. Just like,
There's only like one episode out of the Sympathizer, so you still have time.
it's true. It didn't hook me. Shogun hooked me. I gotta get back to Shogun. And I gotta get back to Fallout.
Yes. Do we got anything else?
Anything else going on? I'd written down a Post-it note of something I wanted to talk about, but I forget what it was.
Let's see it.
I dropped my Post-it note under my chair. Max is in my lap. Hang on a second. This is riveting content. I know.
I thought he was about to grab it. I thought we were about to see PlayStation Game Shark begin.
No,
he might.
he died.
Rest in peace.
How do I lose a Post-it? I didn't stand up. I here it is. Oh, did you see? This is the stupidest lead up to this news story, that Nintendo has a Switch 2. They have shown it. They have shown it off to developers who were allowed to feel it in a box but not look at it.
Wow.
Nintendo gave them a box with the Switch. They gave them the Switch Gamja bar, and we're like, put your hand in the box and feel the form of the Switch 2, but you can't see it. So, accessory developers were like, "Oh, I could make something for. I don't know. Maybe I assume." It's,
Amazing.
I just came out
They
today.
have a Switch too.
I have a Switch 2. There's been lots of rumors and leaks about it. They're all fine. The biggest one is that it seems to be pretty agreed upon that it'll be backwards compatible, which is
good.
Ooh.
because
That's especially good. I got some games to play.
yeah. But it's not going to be OLED though, which is disappointing.
Oh,
Interesting.
Because the OLED
because
Switch,
they're going to come out with an OLED version that they're
Yes.
going to charge $100 more.
Yes.
Yeah. I see what you're doing, Nintendo.
I don't
will
like
do
it.
I don't like it, but I'll do it. It's payback because just like Will did, I hacked my 3DS and I've been playing a lot of Cold Sept Revolt and I never purchased it. So
now everyone has to
Anyways.
suffer.
everyone has to suffer. Sorry, everybody.
It's fine.
Just like this episode, we're sorry, everybody, if you listen to the end of the episode. This has been episode 258 of Radish. I've been Tyler. You can find me on Letterboxd now. I made a Letterboxd.
Tyler immediately posted fucking 3.5 stars out of 5 for Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, it's about a 3.5. Here's
What
my
is
thing.
that is a 5.
I don't.
That's
give,
a perfect
I don't
movie.
Give anything. I don't give anything 5 stars. There's
That
nothing
is one that
perfect in my eyes.
deserves that.
I might revise it to 4. I was thinking of revising it to 4 because I was like, is Shogun better than Mad Max Fury Road? I don't think so. Which I gave a 4. I'm learning Letterboxd. I'm learning the rules. I see that I can only do some television shows and not others.
Just the good ones.
I guess, but it doesn't have any of the Survivors. And like I said, once Survivor opens up, I'm rating and reviewing every single season. So just wait for that content.
I would like that. Sounds pretty good.
Tyler's most viewed actor on Letterboxd is Boston Rob.
Rupert.
Is Rupert
Anyway.
still alive?
Rupert's still alive. Speaking of Survivor, there was an episode last night, and there's this gal who, for some reason, she went on Survivor not being able to eat rice. She's allergic to rice. She's allergic to coconuts. So she can't hardly eat anything out there. So, of course, the prize for this competition, after they're like 20-something days in, is a feast from Applebee's, which no one would be excited for a feast from Applebee's unless you were stranded on an island for 20 days. But she lost, and she didn't get picked, and she started yelling. She just embarrassed herself, just had a full-on breakdown on live TV for everybody to see. And it's good. It's like the old Survivor's back. I enjoyed
I gotta
it.
catch up.
You should. It's
I feel
actually
so
a
far
real
behind.
good season. Well, it's okay. You've fallen so far behind in all these TV shows, so you get the joy of binging them all, which honestly for Survivor is a whole better experience in my mind. So,
You know how
anyways,
when people leave Survivor, they look a lot different.
yeah,
They look all like cleaned up. Every picture of Rupert makes it look like he's actively on Survivor. There's no picture of Rupert that doesn't
stays.
look like he's fighting for his life. He wears that Hawaiian tank top. Here he is at his daughter's graduation in a jacket with the Hawaiian tank top as the shirt.
oh, Rupert.
Wow. Did
Well.
Rupert win the Survivor?
I don't think he ever won.
Man,
He's,
He-
he's
he
the
was
Leo
probably
DiCaprio of Survivor.
Yeah,
what was the name of the first winner of Survivor? Was it
Richard,
Richard Hatch.
Richard Hadd.
the naked
He
man.
is no longer alive. He is alive.
He is alive.
He is alive.
He ended up going to jail because he didn't pay taxes on his winnings or something like that. But the thing is, when you win $1 million, you owe a lot of money, so you better pay that up front.
Tax evasion. Served 51 months. 51 months in prison. Holy shit! And in addition, he served 5 years in prison.
You can't escape Jeff Probst.
You cannot escape Jeff Probst.
He also shares a name with the star of Battlestar Galactica, apparently, because I'm getting a lot of results for that.
Yeah, I noticed the Wikipedia page said Richard Hatch, parentheses, Survivor contestant. So
Yeah.
Richard Hatch, assassin.
Well, that about does it.
I've been Sean. You can find me also on Letterboxd at Sean M. Berry. I've been A-list and the Criterion Channel. Gonna ruin my life. I have been turning very much into that classic middle-aged guy or that dad role of just like watching a movie and just like, oh, that's the, just name it and like they were in this and this and this.
Yeah.
It will ruin my friendship with Will probably, but it is the way that.
Do you watch every movie just standing up, like
I'm
all
getting
dads do,
to it,
just
man.
hands on your hips?
Like, I'm watching movies now, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Like Ford versus Ferrari, I watched like in the past 6 months for the first time, and I was like, whenever I see this on TV, like that's the end of the day. Like that is a movie that I'm just gonna stand and watch with my hands on my hips. for
That's a
sure.
dad film.
It fucking rules.
It's a good movie. And that's Will.
I'm just reading Rupert's Wikipedia page, which is very in depth. And I'm Will. I'm gonna get a cameo from Rupert. Rupert is 60.
Yeah, wow. He'd go back in an instant too. I
and
believe it.
libertarian, according to Wikipedia.
Oh,
Look,
I
every
believe it.
Survivor contestant is.
Yeah, they had to fight fight to survive.
I didn't need a driver's license on the island.
They don't trust they don't trust authority anymore after Jeff Probst rationed their food.
I'm a sovereign citizen. I consider myself a citizen of Fiji now.
Rupert ran for governor of Indiana against Mike Pence.
Wow.
How close
What would
was
have
it?
been? Probably not.
I don't think they got 3% of the vote, which is honestly 2% higher than I thought Rupert would get.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
impressive for a libertarian.
I write in Rupert from Survivor every election, so we always get to vote in Georgia. All right. You can find me at Will from Radish.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.